15-year-old teen mom in the Philippines. She was going out with her friends. They started to get drunk. She had sex with her boyfriend at the time. The boyfriend did not want to use contraception because he just didn't want to. And they decided to keep the baby, has the baby, but boyfriend ran away. She's left to raise the kid by herself. And essentially the whole documentary is just her sharing her story is just mad. We talk a lot about mental health and like physical health on this podcast because, dude, she's 15 years old, right? Can we just dissect the amount of losses and trauma she's gonna go through as she grows up? Your boyfriend left you, didn't want to use protection, your baby passed away, people are blaming you for the kid as well. I just don't understand how like you're gonna go through that whole trauma thing, right? If your country is that Catholic, that the morals is not lining up. I'm pissed also because like this is a norm.
In the second video, her friend joins the video.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, her friend joins the video who's 15 years old as well. She's 4 months pregnant.
Yeah. This story is not even like about an odd side of Philippines, you know. This is the normal. Like how the is this normal?
It blows my head, bro, that these are kids giving birth to kids. They're fucking kids.
We're children, bro. Alright, what is up everybody? Welcome to the Hey Hammy show. Today we have another episode of Overreacting stuff. And I told Uday, like, am I overreacting for being this pissed on this situation? So basically how this thing started, right? I think everyone has done this before where you're in like that YouTube rabbit hole of like watching documentaries. Alright, and then you start going to like Asian Boss, Vice, Al Jazeera, all these things, and like it just keeps recommending me. And the craziest part was I just watched one. I think a lot of people have seen this one video. Let me see the title of it again. By Asian Boss, meet a 15-year-old teen mom in the Philippines. And then the next recommended was, we gave $1,000 to that teen mom. And then there was another Al Jazeera video which was like the Philippines baby factory. And then there was another Philippine video. And I'm like, it doesn't stop. Like, what is going on with this problem? And then, as you know, like, I dated a Filipino girl, and then like I've made quite a few friendships throughout that relationship. And then also in my childhood, I grew up with Filipinos. And I'm just like, I just did not understand how big this problem of like teen pregnancies were until I actually watched this video and see like, what in the actual fuck am I watching? And this needs to be voiced out a lot more, in my opinion. Yeah. So I don't think I'm overreacting.
No, I don't think you're overreacting.
Yeah. Because I'm extremely pissed.
See, it's one of those things, man. You get started on a rabbit hole regarding one of the fucking tens and thousands of fucking global issues that there are, right? And you get really into it, and you go through the fucking videos upon videos upon videos, and you like see all the fucking shitty problems that come out of it, and you get pissed, man. Like I've been there as well, but I don't think you're overreacting at all for this. This is just everyone goes through this, man. I think. Yeah.
So I'll be giving like the whole backstory and like telling you guys what happened, and I'll put the link down below for the video. Also another link if you guys want to donate to this. I don't think this specific person still has a donation thing, but like I found a website to like donate to the whole like Filipino teen mom cause. So if you guys do want to donate, like leave it down below. And essentially with this video, right, meet a 15-year-old teen mom in the Philippines. What happened was this 15-year-old girl, she got pregnant at 15, right? So she was going out with her friends. They started to get drunk, which again, 15-year-olds. To be honest, like a lot of rebel kids at 15-year-old, like I'm not too surprised with this kind of thing.
Yeah.
But she had sex with her boyfriend at the time, and she got pregnant, and the boyfriend did not want to use contraception because he just didn't want to.
Yeah.
She got pregnant, and she was scared of telling her mom she was pregnant. She went to her aunt's place to find solitude, but her aunt got pissed at her and sent her back to her mom, and now she's 4 months pregnant. And then they decide to keep the baby, has the baby, but the boyfriend ran away. They couldn't find the boyfriend anywhere, and she's left to raise the kid by herself. And essentially the whole documentary is just her sharing her story and how she's raising her son by herself, and it's just mad. There's 2 parts of the video, and then the second part of the video tells us that her baby, after a year, passed away because he choked on food not physical food, like milk. And they tried to save the baby, brought it to the hospital, but they couldn't save him. And you would think this would be the worst case scenario already. But when they told family members, and the mom told family members as well, everyone was blaming it on the daughter for not taking care of the baby properly.
I think you should mention that it wasn't just regular milk. She was breastfeeding her child. And the child had a lung infection and couldn't digest the milk properly. And so choked while she was breastfeeding him. And you know.
Yeah. So let's talk about like the part where we talk a lot about mental health and like physical health on this podcast. I think I want to talk a little bit about like that mental health side for this kid, because dude, she's 15 years old, right? Do you know how, like, can we just dissect the amount of losses and trauma she's gonna go through as she grows up?
Oh man.
Like your boyfriend left you. Didn't want to use protection. Your baby passed away. People are blaming you for the kid as well. She's gone back to school, thank God. But like at that moment, that year where she was taking care of the baby, like her life stopped for a little bit as well. I just don't understand how like you're gonna go through that whole trauma thing, right? And let's say even if the baby was still there, right? It's like there's still so many things at their house that they're not solving yet. You know what I mean? And that was the main thing that she said, right? That at least with the baby, I'm less stressed because I'm taking care of the baby. Which is such an ironic or like crazy statement to say, because there's so many things that you still have to do in life to like get your financials right, get your housing right, all these kind of things, right? But now having a baby is causing you short-term happiness. Yeah, it's just weird. And we also forgot to mention in Philippines the legal age of consent is 12 years old for sex. This is coming from a country that is Catholic based, and I'm just there like, what? And I just told Uday, like, bro, like, you don't go to Malaysia or Singapore being like the consent is 12. And especially for Malaysia and Indonesia, where like we're Muslim based, right? I'm not saying Indonesia is a perfect country or whatever, but I'm just saying like, if your country is that Catholic, then there should be like the morals is not lining up, you know? Like things are not lining up. And I'm saying this because it's also like, I'm pissed also because like fucking this is a norm. Do you know what I mean? If this is like this is not like an odd story, you know?
In the second video, we give $1,000 to the Filipino. She literally brings up she's got a friend, so her friend joins the video.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, her friend joins the video, who's 15 years old as well.
Yeah.
And guess what? She's 4 months pregnant.
Yeah. But that's the thing. I'm not. The thing is, this story is not even like about an odd side of Philippines. You know, this is the normal. Like, how the fuck is this normal?
It's just it blows my fucking head, bro. That these girls are children, man. These are kids giving birth to kids. They're fucking kids.
We're children, bro.
Bro, that like it. She's, and this was like I've already told you this, but the one line that really fucking stuck out to me while I was watching this video was that as a 15-year-old fucking child, you're saying, I don't want my child to grow up like me.
Yeah.
Bro, you're 15 and you're saying that. You have been on Earth for 15 years and you're saying, I wish my child doesn't grow up to be like me. Grow up to be like... You haven't even grown up yet.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here?
It doesn't make sense, right? Because this is where you mentioned to me like religion and culture and how that messes up, and like this then goes to like that Filipino culture, you know. And dude, like, I'm not dissing Philippines as a country at all, because I told Uday, like, I'm talking about this because I'm from Singapore. I grew up with Filipino friends. I love all my Filipino friends. Dude, I dated a Filipino girl for 3 years. I got good friends out of that relationship, and they were one of like the most kindest, beautiful people I've ever met in my life. Trust me, like they
Yeah.
are. And just to see this happening to me is like, it's not even about I saw potential in the people that I met. It's I know they can. It's just the environment within them is just causing this loop. Do you know what I mean? Where it's a loop of like unprotected sex, lack of sex education, drinks, alcohol, and that toxic of like family dynamic. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so now I guess I'll go to that story of my friend who's 26 and she's now currently in Japan working, right? So my friend was 15 years old when she was pregnant. She got a son. Same thing. She couldn't find the father, and like the father was gone, and a lot of traumas within her life. But when I was talking to her, and when she's still currently in Japan, she brought an interesting point because we're the same age, 26.
Mm-hmm.
And she told me like, Hamka, you know, at 26 and now I'm in Japan, even though like it sucks that I had to leave behind my kid with my mom and like to take care of my kid. At 26, I feel like I'm 18 to 21 because at that age of 15 to like 19, like my life was on pause just taking care of this kid. And it was such a weird brain opening for me because like, let's say if someone's interested in dating her or something, right? They're not dating necessarily the 26-year-old her. They're dating like the 21-year-old version of her because her life was on pause. We look at it in these stories, right? Like this 15-year-old mom that got pregnant and everything. Oh, sorry, this 15-year-old mom, right? When she grows up, then she's just going to be like a stronger person or whatever it is. But it's like when they grow up, technically their life has been paused. So the age, this is where like the age doesn't matter thing sort of actually plays a part because your life is paused.
Yeah, I
Like it's such a weird thing. And like let's say
I wouldn't say that life gets paused. I'd say
yeah
I'd
life,
say like the expected age experience gets shuffled in your life.
yeah, and it's like it's kind of messed up because like you think they would be no offense to you, my friend, all right? She's probably gonna watch this. Not saying that she's not mature, all right? But in certain aspects of her life where like she's a mother, that's where she's mature.
Yeah,
But in the social aspect, it's
exactly
young.
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like if she's experienced things that someone would regularly experience, say let's say at the age of 30, right?
Yeah.
30, I'd say that's like the average age for when people start having children, right? So like she's already gone through those years at an age where no one experiences that, right? So like from the ages of 15 to 19 when she was taking care of a child, she was literally doing what 30 to 34-year-old moms do, right? So I wouldn't say it's more like life gets paused. I think it's more just the norm for what you experience at specific ages gets shuffled up because now you're 26, right? You're now like you're an adult, you're working, you're out there. Which 26-year-old has like over a decade's worth of experience of being a parent? Like, right? So less, so man, it's just. So you're not wrong either. Like in terms of how her age isn't directly correlated to how the experiences she's gone through.
Yeah.
Even like socially and whatnot, right? Because, well, when did she have the time to do that?
Yeah, exactly. It's something that like I've never thought about. Wait, could you turn off the? It's a weird concept because like talking to her just feels normal, but then there are certain things where like, let's say even in the adulting world where like we're talking about houses and like finance, all that kind of thing, like I think with Australia you start talking about that at like 19 where like you want to rent out, that kind of thing. But then you add, not only are they in an Asian culture where we don't talk about like moving out until we're like 30, right? And then you add the fact that they were also moms, then it's like everything gets shifted back, and like it's such a weird brain fuck for me, because like I'm talking about someone who's like I would say she's in a healthier spot, but we haven't talked about like the girls who maybe they don't overcome it, you know, like they don't actually overcome this whole trauma thing, and like they can't fully move forward in life. And as we know, like Asian culture with therapy doesn't even like come close with like Western society.
Yep.
And yeah, and the mom also brought a good point. Like when the journalist asked the mom like why do you think a lot of girls get pregnant so young, and she was just like, I think they just like to have a boyfriend. And it's like, why do you even? And then they say like the parents just let them do what they want, which is like I'm just here like trying to understand why are things in a certain manner, because like you don't want your kid to get pregnant, but at the same time you let them do what they want, but at the same time you let them drink, and you're a Catholic based, like it's just like I'm like mind fucked. And because you get to see this story like live out in real time, where like we said, 15-year-old girl gave birth, father ran away, which also we haven't addressed. Like we're not going to go too deep into this, but like I think he was 20 years old or something like that.
I don't know the exact age.
Yeah, like basically having sex with a minor and then running away, and then her best friends are also pregnant, and it's like, bro, yeah.
There's just a lack of
sex education, in my opinion.
Yeah, not just sex education though, but there's a lack of like societal structure in these in these communities. And again, this isn't like a diss on any particular thing. This is culture. This is what it is. This is just how it is.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not only limited to the Philippines. You go to any Eastern Asian country, right? Like, you will always find parts of society that don't have access to structure. They don't have access to proper informal education. Or they do and it's too expensive. Lack of work, lack of money, all of that, right? You find that everywhere in the world. And wherever you do find it, the same type of problems arise, and it's the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
You know, these people, they don't have access to education. They don't have access to like, again, what was one of the even in the interview, she said that I didn't know that's how it worked when she got pregnant. Like I just didn't know that's what happened.
Yeah. Sex education, and let's end it off with the fact that certain form of contraceptives are illegal over there. And it's like,
really? Wait, what?
Yeah, I mean condoms are there, but it's expensive. Like it's in normal stores, it's expensive. And then when these kids, for example, if they're raped or if they get pregnant, hospitals don't have that contraceptive to give to minors because they don't believe you should kill the baby. Because they also don't believe contraceptives are allowed. This is the part where like it messes me up a little bit, where certain political people in the video, right? I'm not saying like I'm dissing anyone, like I'm just pointing out whatever I see in the video, right? Like these pastors, not even pastors, like they're like strong Catholics. They don't agree with contraceptives because it goes against the natural will of God. But I know we can't control kids having sex, teenagers having sex, but they also don't mind their like teens having sex. So the ironies that's happening to me is just like, I know you can't stop them, but at least like teach them. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Because this loop is just
like
fucked.
How can you be so strong-willed with one thing, but in order to like stop it or like reduce it, you don't bother teaching your youth.
Yeah.
Right. So like How does that work?
Because it's like, oh, we don't believe in contraceptives. Oh, you want to bring your boyfriend over to the house? Yeah, go ahead. You want to sleep? Just sleep. What do you think they're gonna do? What, play video games?
And then blame the kids for having...
And then when they're pregnant, then you blame the kids.
Then you blame the kids, then you get mad. Then
yeah. Yeah. So all in all, yeah, we have went on for like 20 minutes on this case. So I don't think I'm overreacting, but like I am genuinely just the fact that there's like 4 or 5 videos that was just purely talking about Philippines. Like after many years of my life, like being friends with Filipinos, to me it was like I think I would love to at least speak about it and just like spread a little bit of awareness. And this video was 5 years ago. She's 20 years old right now. I hope she's doing well. Hopefully she's not pregnant again, and maybe even if she's pregnant, then with a dude that's like.
I think in the second video as well, I'm fairly sure they said she had 8 more years of formal education. So technically she's still in school. Yeah, she's right now she's still in school, or hopefully she still is, and she's getting her education completed, because that is what she wanted. So
yeah, and like I said, this is not like an odd thing happening in Philippines. This is like a part of a norm. So yeah, that's why I'm pissed. Yeah. So again, I'll link the video down below. Another donation link will be down below. If the donation is wrong or whatever, just let me know. But you guys can donate down below. Yeah. But to lighter stories of overreactions.
Thank fuck for that.
Yeah. I'm telling you, but I'm getting a headache like talking about this story again, just because like it's so heavy. It's fucking heavy. But yeah, let's go to Reddit and look at some overreacting stories, as we love. And I have one really fun one that I want to share with you guys. So am I overreacting? I asked my boyfriend not to call me names, and he says I am too sensitive. Oh wait, let's do it this way. You be the boyfriend, okay. I'll be the girlfriend. Like it makes it easier for people to listen.
It will make it easier. Hold on. Okay, yes. Why'd you yell at me this morning?
It hurts me when you call me names.
I wasn't calling you names.
It felt like it to me.
I just pick a random word. It's jokes. It's not name calling.
I don't find it funny. It hurts my feelings sometimes. Can you start picking more kind or loving words?
Hormones is a neutral word. It was a kind word actually to me, because you are full of estrogen and fertility.
I took it to have negative undertones, like being hormonal and moody. So that hurts my feelings when I was just happy to see you, okay?
I was happy to see you too. I'm not insulting you. I just hate that you always assume the worst of me.
Your words sometimes are more harsh than you maybe realize, alright? I just ask that you think more about the implications of what you say and how you say it.
Yeah, when I'm actually mad. Yes, when I'm actually mad, not when I'm happy to see you. I told you this morning that I didn't mean anything by it, and you didn't want to believe me. If you came to me this morning and said, "Hey, hormones," I would not be mad at all, and I would assume you were just joking around.
I believe that you didn't mean anything by it, but it still hurts my feelings, alright? I'm just asking you that you choose less ambiguous words in those happy moments, lol.
Why does it offend you so much if you know I'm joking?
Because sometimes you're not.
I am always joking around when I say those things. Always.
You've called me crazy quite a few times in the same way and played it off as a joke, but it hurts me nonetheless. I don't think it's funny, it upsets me.
It is a joke. I didn't realize you were this sensitive.
And then she gives this emoji. Right? It's not a joke, because when you get mad, you say those same things seriously. So yes, I get sensitive about it. It ruins happy moments for me when you say those things, lighthearted or not.
Well, it ruins happy moments for me when you can't joke around and get extremely upset over nothing.
Okay, well, I'm telling you that this hurts my feelings, as I have many times before. If you choose to continue to call me names while knowing that it upsets me, I don't really know what else to say.
Sorry, I thought I was with someone who had the self-esteem enough to not get upset over trivial jokes. It's clear to me now that I won't ever be able to be myself around you.
Oh God. Wait, this is not the worst part yet. This is not the worst part.
It's not the wait. This is still going?
No. Okay, the story is ended, but this is not the worst part, right? My boyfriend, 33 male.
How old is she?
She's 29. He is 33. Oh my god.
I was fully convinced this was like a pair of 20-year-olds.
Yeah. Yeah. At most, I would say like 24, 25. This guy is 33. See what we said? Age does not define your fucking maturity. Yeah. I could feel the maturity from this woman, alright? You can tell by like how she says like, okay, well, I'm telling you this hurts my feelings, and I've told you many times before, right? It upsets me. I don't really know what to say. And the fact that he responded, 33-year-old man, right, says, I thought I was with someone who had the self-esteem enough to not get upset over trivial jokes. I don't think I can ever be myself around you. At 33 years old, if you think that's being yourself, even that 15-year-old mother is more mature than you, bro. Like, what the fuck is happening, right? Crazy, right? So let me read the whole thing, like, for you to let's get you to process, yeah. So my boyfriend came home yesterday as I was getting ready for work. He hugged me and said, "Hey, hormones." I asked him to please not call me names and kissed him goodbye. I texted him about something random, like nothing happened. While at work, he ignored me and he was still mad at me when I got home that afternoon and wouldn't really speak to me. This is the text convo that ensued later that evening. So he has done this a lot of time, and for context, whenever he always accuses me of yelling and having a dramatic reaction. Whenever we fight, he's the one that yells, and I maintain an even tone to not antagonize him further. Am I overreacting? We live together, but he's currently on night shifts while I work during the day. We overlap at home for about 10 minutes in the morning and evening, which is why this convo happened over text. Okay, there. It's one of those things, like, if I talk about it seriously, right? For me, yes, the guy has maturity problems, 100%. But I believe in every relationship, we're all adults here, right? For me, what I've been realizing as we read a lot of these breakup stories, right, is a lot of these girls are like staying in these relationships. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, in a sense where like, why the fuck are you staying in this relationship? But it's more like, you are worth so much more. Like, if I had a daughter, right, like, I don't know how for now, but I am going to make sure she knows the value of a man. And when a man treats her like this at 33 years old, I'm going to make sure my daughter knows like she is better than that and she doesn't deserve to be treated like that. It's the fact that they were questioning like, am I overreacting? Like, this guy's an idiot. Idiot! It's a definition of an idiot, bro. 33-year-old man.
Yeah, I'm kind of... Yeah, what do the comments say?
Yeah, obviously everyone's saying like, you're not overreacting. This guy's a fucking narcissistic person, and like, if something happened, it wasn't that bad and everything. And like, the thing is...
Okay, listen, it's... Alright, let's get one thing straight here, okay?
Wait, before you go there, I just want to make sure like people know this. I thought I was a narcissist, but the difference between a narcissist and someone who has narcissistic moments, right? Because I've had my narcissistic moments and I am not proud of it. But the difference is the narcissistic person will never apologize for it. Right, continue.
Okay. If your partner says, right, that something you're doing upsets them, even if you don't mean to upset them, even if your intention was never to upset them. Here's the thing about people. It doesn't matter what your intention was. If you hurt someone, that hurt is real. Yeah? Let's get that straight. Hurt.
Thank you for validating me, Uday.
Hurt is real. It's a real emotion, right? If you get hurt, you're hurt. It doesn't just magically change once you realize what their fucking intention was. No, you can get past it, sure, but hurt is still hurt. All right? And if your partner tells you that you keep doing something, right? You keep doing something that is hurting them, why would you not take a pause? If your intentions come from a good-hearted place, right? Why would you not take a step back, pause, and think, okay, all right. I never meant it like that, but it is clear that I hurt her. So, first, let me apologize. I am sorry. Then, explain that that is not what you meant to do. That's not what you wanted to come across as, right? After apologizing, and get that out of the way. Then, right, like a fucking 33-year-old man should, you stop! Like, what are we doing here, bro? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Okay, if your relationship is one where you can call each other names and trivial things all the time, and you both laugh it off and you have good banter, that's one thing, right? But if you're in a relationship already where your partner is not someone like that, right? For one, if that's not your thing, then you get out, right? Then leave. Tell them that that's not the type of person that you want to be with. Like, I don't understand. Like, if you're in a committed relationship, you have to understand that there needs to be compromise, right? And if you're not ready for compromise, or if you don't want to compromise and you value yourself at such a level, right? Then leave. Then leave, bro. Leave. The fuck?
Yeah, and we're not even talking about like something serious.
It's not even serious but like that's
and
what
yeah, and just for a 33-year-old man, like, I can't be myself around you, like, and you're talking about just jokes. Like, do you actually have to be yourself to make like that kind of level of jokes? You know what I mean? It's not even a compatibility issue. You know what I mean? It's like a very small thing where you can just not call her that.
If you really like, yeah, you're right though. Like, if I don't understand why. See, here's the thing. People are just the way they are, man. Right? It's like,
but like, they didn't mention how long they were together, but the fact that they lived together, I'm assuming long enough.
Yeah, long enough for like you to have fucking.
Yeah.
Why is this? You live together, and I feel like this is a problem that would have arose like a lot sooner.
Yeah. Because for me, it's like, how did we get to this point?
Right? Exactly.
Yeah.
So like from that, with that being in context, I think is. Yeah.
Because I think everyone's already mentioning like this narcissistic behavior, which is fair enough, you know, and everyone's saying this DARVO acronym, which is deny, attack, reverse, victim, and offender. But for me, it's just more of a question of like, how do you? I'm not attacking you, the female OP. I'm more like, how? I think it's asking yourself, how did we get to this point? And then the next question is, where is this relationship gonna go in a year's time? And then once you picture that in a year's time, then you have your answer already. Because I feel like we already know our answer to this. Because this is like such a small thing, and he can't change. Yeah. I can't imagine when it's like, oh, we need to move here, and then we need to like do this for the kids. We need to do this, and like it just won't change. Yeah.
See, I think the other thing as well is that even if you feel like you don't want to change, like the way, like if you don't want to change, right? As a person, I feel like you should still be able to recognize like enough of how the other person's feeling to say sorry at least. Like apologize, right?
At least apologize.
Like at least acknowledge how they're feeling. Like even if you want to be with someone who you can like call like trivial like names and stuff like that, like, oh hey hormones, or hey crazy, how you doing, or some fucking shit like that, or whatever, right? Like if you want to be with someone like that, that's another thing. But like if your partner does tell you that like that hurts me, like I know you don't mean it, but it hurts me, right? At least apologize for it.
Yeah.
At least realize like, oh, she does actually get hurt by it. So you, and then once you've done that, then you have your options. Like, do you want to change? Do you want to stop calling her those names? Right? Do you want to like become, I don't know, fucking not a dumbass? Or like, if you really, really don't want to change how you are, then leave. Yeah. I don't get it. I don't understand.
It's definitely one of those things that's always easier said than done, and communication is a skill. I think the fact that we have run around in this circle for like 5-10 minutes is also proving that like communication is something that needs to be learned, and it doesn't just happen naturally. All right. So I wish you the best, OP. In my personal opinion, just get away from this. Yeah. Like I know you're 29. It sucks.
You live with this person as well. It's a lot of.
This guy's 33, man. Like, yeah.
If he at least like doesn't even apologize, man.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Bro.
Yeah, exactly. Because I've definitely had my moments of narcissism, and that was like the peak of like the worst part of the relationship. And I was like, after that, I'm like, I'm sorry.
You know, I think it's also worth mentioning that sometimes
anger versus narcissism is like, anger comes with narcissism a little bit. But I feel like narcissism comes with like every single, like, it keeps happening, and they don't apologize. I think that's the key point. They don't apologize.
Yeah. That's
the main difference.
Yeah. I think I also just wanted to like say that this is very specific to this story that we read. There are definitely times where I personally believe that the person from the OP's point of view can be overreacting. That's not like something I want to push out. I definitely think there are times when people are overly sensitive and they cannot take a joke.
Yeah, but this one has proof.
But this one has like proof, and this is like this specific context. She's getting called names, and it hurts her. I think that's pretty valid, especially if that's already the relationship you're not in, right? I think for me personally as well, I come from like a lot of relationships where we're constantly digging in on each other, like constant banter and making fun of each other. So maybe my point of view is a bit skewed, and that's it. But even then, I can still realize that, like, bro, if someone tells you they're hurt, apologize.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Right. There you go. This is another one that I saved for you.
Mm-hmm.
Read it through.
Am I overreacting? Girlfriend dressed up a man I don't know in our bedroom / bathroom. What the fuck is this, bro? What the fuck is this? I, 30 male, and girlfriend, 29 female, have been together for 5 years and have a home together. She has her group of friends and I have mine. I don't ever hang out with them because I think it's good for her to have her friends and vice versa, but I know one of them. One day, she had them over and they're all hanging out in the backyard until her one friend, 27 male, comes over and she comes back inside to greet him, and they immediately go to the kitchen instead of the backyard where the rest of their friends are. I've met the guy once before, but very briefly, because they were all just meeting at our place before going out. But after they go to the kitchen, she takes him to our bedroom / bathroom. After a few minutes, they come out and he's wearing my clothes. No one asked me if he could borrow my clothes, and no one thanked me for it either. I didn't want to ruin her and her friend's night, so I just left it alone and let them have fun. The next morning, I asked why she took him into our bedroom and bathroom, and she said it was to show him the new sink she installed because she was very excited about it. Fair. But I didn't really buy it, so I asked why she didn't show any of her other friends that were over. Then I brought up that I was upset about her dressing up a man I don't know in my clothes in our bedroom without asking or telling or thanking me. I told her I'm not here to dress up her male friends. I don't know. And that's when she started to cry and then pressed me saying, is this how you're going to act anytime I hang out with a guy friend? I said, no, this is because you took a guy I don't know into our bedroom and he left with my clothes. I told her I wanted her to go get my clothes back that morning. Am I overreacting?
Why was he wearing his clothes?
Edit. He changed because he was still wearing his work clothes when he came over.
It still doesn't make any sense for your friend to just take like...
Second edit. They were only in the bedroom / bathroom for maybe 5 minutes. I didn't realize when I typed it out, it could come off like they were in there for a long time, but it was a very short time. 5 minutes.
I mean, it's worth getting angry, but nothing worth breaking up, in my opinion. But just what is going through your head to like bring another dude to like give your boyfriend's clothes? Do you know what I mean? Like, to even bring him to the... It's not even like the toilet. It's the bedroom toilet, you know, like the master bedroom toilet. Like, it's not... It's something that like you're not overreacting. Like, you can scold that person and like that's it. But that's the main difference for it. Like, all these crocodile tear bitches, bro. Like, this... They have a thing where they do like they cry and then now it's your fault.
Yeah.
But,
so can I read out a comment? Quote from the OP: when she started to cry and then pressed me saying, "Is this how you're gonna act every time I hang out with a guy friend?" Comment: does a girlfriend have a pattern of bursting into tears over stuff like this? Because you righteously asking for an explanation does not warrant her crying. For fuck's sake, how would she like it if you dressed up a random girl in her clothes?
Yeah. I don't know. I would love, bro. Like I said, maybe we should bring Anna back on this, but like we talk about relationships instead. And I don't know. I've definitely been a quote unquote victim of that. All right, where like I have like a relationship where like she starts crying and then I'm like, in my head I'm like, wait, why are you crying? Like, I'm the one hurt right now. So like, where is this going? Like this doesn't make sense. But at the same time, like from my personal experience, it's the girl doesn't know how to handle this situation. But at the end of the day, I have taught that person to be like, look, this happened. Crying about it doesn't solve this shit. You have to work on it. We're both adults. If you want to cry, then I don't know how this is going to work.
I think it's less of the crying itself. It's more of how they use the crying to get across their point, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I've seen situations where they cry and they're like, "Oh my god, it's every time it's you guys." and then there have been times where someone cries as an emotional reaction, but they're still not like, they're like,
yeah,
"I'm really sorry, and then whatever, right?"
Yeah.
So I mean, this was an example of her crying and being like, "Oh, you can act this every time."
Yeah.
Like that's just, I mean, okay, bro, okay. If you installed a new sink and you want to show your friends, like I understand that. For one, why was it just him, right?
Yep.
Two, how on earth could you even think of dressing up someone that your partner doesn't know?
Yeah. That's the part where I don't
in your
get.
partner's clothes.
Yep.
Without your partner's permission or acknowledgement or anything.
Yep.
Again, what are we doing here? What's going on? What are we doing? How do people get into these fucking situations, man?
Yeah. I love this comment. They think you're a cuck and this is a power move. Yeah, and dude, the first red flag is you not being familiar with your friends. Like, you should be familiar with your friends.
Yeah, you don't even have to like be friends with them.
Yeah,
just know who they are. I think is like more because if you
mark your territory, like show them who's the top G. I'm not even kidding. Like, you have to.
If you have a partner as well, right? You want to show them like who your friends are and stuff. You want to introduce them to like your social circle, like who you spend time with and stuff. Like, even if they're not friends with them, that's fine. That's okay. But just to be familiar is another thing. So if you're already in a state where your partner and each other don't know like friends and stuff, you're giving this dude your man's clothes.
Yeah. Because I mean, for this podcast, personally, for me, it's like we're not solution providers. Is more like, I always say, like, what can both people do? I think it's a mix of both. Definitely she did the wrong and probably just don't do that again. But the other side of it is like, as the boyfriend/husband, like, be around those friends. And I'm not saying like it sounds dumb, right? Like, mark your territory like a dog. But you should do that in a sense where, like, show them who you are and actually show them like, I am the man of this house. I'm not saying like you have to be like your alpha male or whatever, that kind of thing, but like, show like, look, this is my girl. And like, then they'll respect you rather than like, oh, where's your boyfriend? Like, he's always like gone. Then they don't even know you. So it's like,
yeah, I mean, definitely at least acknowledge your existence is one thing for sure. I mean, you have to, right? OP, if you didn't already get the gist of it, you're not overreacting.
Yeah.
I think she's overreacting to your underreaction.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. Yeah. It's always like that. Yeah. Any girls listening to this, man, leave it a comment down below. Why do you guys keep crying when these kind of things happen and like things just don't get solved from there, Yeah. And to be honest, me as a man, like, I've been too much of a victim of this.
I don't think anyone who's actually does that is going to comment though, because
I think even they don't know why they do it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I don't think anyone.
And then we just fall for it again
because they're gonna think they're in the right.
Yeah. But I've learned like, maybe next time I'll just walk away, man. Oh, you're gonna start crying? Okay, bye. It's just like, once you know you win the argument and she's crying, you're like, all right, let me just.
I would ask what warranted a reaction like that. Like, I'd try to listen out, and if the answer's a dumbass answer, and then at that point you're just like, oh man, all right, G, I'm gonna give you some time. You chill out, bro. I'm leaving.
Right, that's fun. The let's do the final Am I Overreacting story. Story number 3. Right. Am I overreacting for catching my girlfriend with a coworker after hours with another man? I love these kind of stories, man. All the coworker stories. I just love it so much. It's so like, it's so typical, but it happens all the time.
Yeah.
You know? It's
That's
like
why
that.
it's typical, bro.
It's just so like, I think everyone relates to it, right? And the age doesn't matter, you know? Like, it just happens at every age. It's crazy. All right, so I, 45 male, and my fiance, 35 female, have been together for right at 1 year. She took a second job waiting tables at a friend's bar because the economy sucks. I was very supportive of her decision and encouraged her to do so, actually. Shortly after working there, she told me that one of the bouncers was interested in her. She assured me that he was very aware that she was taken. Fast forward to last night, I went fishing with a buddy. My fiance and I are always pretty good at communicating any changes in our plans. Her and I were in contact through the night until I started to head back into town around 2 a.m. I called her twice and sent a few messages informing her I was headed home. After 90 minutes has passed, I drove to the bar to find her alone in the parking lot with this man. They were standing outside of her truck, far too close to one another for my comfort. I pulled in, asked her if her phone was broke. I left after telling her I'd see her at home. She immediately followed. I was crushed. I never in a million years could have imagined her doing something like this. Oh man, I just relate to that so much. I don't think I can trust her anymore as her explanation of the incident contained many inconsistencies. Am I wrong for feeling that my trust has been broken? Update, apologies for not filling y'all on the details a bit sooner. Gonna do my best to answer some of the most asked questions here. I did indeed confront her at the moment. When I first pulled into the lot, she smiled at me. There wasn't the "oh shit, I'm busted" face. She explained to me that her and other members of the bar hung after and played pool for a bit. She claimed her phone was in her waitress apron while playing pool and she couldn't have heard my phone calls because of the music. Once outside, she claims that the bouncer was questioning her about our relationship. She says she told him that she was very happy. This is allegedly about the point in the conversation I pulled up. Not gonna lie here, guys, but she is an extremely friendly and at times naive person. There may be some truth to her story. This was the only second time she had worked with this particular bouncer, so I don't know that there was a time for anything to happen between them that I would consider a red line. However, I'm mostly betrayed by her lack of considering my feelings in her decision to stay after work for so long without contacting me or responding. I've told her that she has lost my trust. A lack of trust will definitely affect my behavior and attitude towards her. She is telling me she will do anything to earn back my trust. She quit the bar next morning. Okay, good. I've told her that it will come sometime before I can wrap my head around this. I truly hope we can make it through this, but not too certain I'll ever be able to accept what happened. Thank you all for addressing my little issue in the world, and I know you'll have to come to deal with your own shit. So, yeah, bro. How do you feel about this, Mr. Uday?
I think after the context, my answer changed.
Yeah, I think after the context,
my answer changed because again, like that's how that just points out how big context is, right? Because off the short story, I was almost like I was like, yeah, bro, dump that hole. But I think that context does a lot for the story. The only thing that's still kind of itching my brain is how close they were standing together, because I don't know because he said they were standing too close for my comfort. I don't know what that means. Yeah. In my head, I'm imagining as like the Spidey and Mary Jane fucking pose.
I need some help video. Post Malone. Yeah. You haven't watched the video, but okay, let's just picture like that. There's that kind of like American scene where they're at a truck like late at night, and then they're like wearing that like kind of flannel outfit. It's like 12 a.m. and they're outside talking. That vibe, that mood.
Yeah, I know.
Even if it's not that close,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I get that. I think OP is overreacting.
Okay.
I think OP is overreacting.
I don't think he's overreacting with the situation, but I think these are, I would say, just the standard challenges of a relationship. It just depends whether you want to work it out. Because the more I listen to like podcasts, and I've been listening to a lot of Dr. John Delaney, which he is like a kind of a therapist, but he also talks a lot about anxiety and how to like solve your marriage and make sure it works again. And this is one of those situations where like she's already stopped working at the bar for him. I think that action,
action alone, I mean,
the number one thing that he says in the radio show was behavior is a language. And it was something that I definitely have to like internalize as well. Like, I think as humans, we internalize words a lot easier than behavior. And what has her behavior shown? She did quit the job. So that is already done. I think now it's like, ask yourself whether she is worth going down the line with like your future wife. So because
it's honestly, this actually seems like,
because it's the kind of thing where like naivety, I know a lot of people in my life who are naive with this kind of like social
because
EQ thing.
I know that too. Yeah, I get that.
But when it keeps happening, even if it's due to naivety, yeah, it still hurts. Like you said, right? It still fucking hurts.
Yeah.
So like how I have a few examples in my head, but I can't.
I think if it's something that's like keeps happening, right? If it like happens again and again, I think that's a separate issue. I think
that's the main concern for him, right? Because like
that it would keep happening. But like I mean, they're engaged, right? And this seems like the first instance of something like this happening, because he's like, oh, I would never imagine in a million years that she would do something like this. And clearly, you come across that scene. It looks bad. You're pissed. Like, that's an understandable reaction. You get home, but I'd say that I think if she offers an explanation like that, and then on top of it, she quits the next day, right? That in itself says a lot already.
Yeah.
But I mean, you should know this person well enough. You're engaged to this woman to. For one,
I think that's the scary part, right? It's like that's what he said. Like, I never knew this would happen.
I get that it can be scary, but I think at some point as well, you have to trust your partner, right? And the explanation that she offered seems very real to me. Seems very legitimate. Seems like that's absolutely what could have happened. Again, I said this before. Like, the only thing that's itching my brain is how he perceived the situation. But I guess like, when you are with someone and you see someone in that type of context, it can be like, whoa, what's going on over here, right? It can be a bit of a shock. But I think after her explanation, after what she said and what she did, I think you should have probably be a bit more understanding, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know, because two people responded with, happened to me at the same time, and I wasted extra 5 years. So I'm assuming this guy, the same thing happened. Another person said, same story with me. Wasted so many years dealing with this, believing it couldn't been what I thought, all while ignoring, while people were telling me I was basically getting played.
Yeah. But I think you can't give up on it because you think it's something that could happen, especially if it's like the first time as well, man.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I'm assuming he's staying.
Yeah, because it's not like he was talking about leaving or anything. But I think as for a general statement for the populace, if it's like, if you love someone a lot, it's their first time that they do something like this specific to this story. Just have a little trust, man.
It's a lot about this boundary issue thing, man. Yeah. I would love to talk about it, but I think it's too personal. But I've definitely went through that. I mean, you know what I've been through. It's definitely, when you look at it in retrospect, it's more like they just don't know boundaries.
Yeah, no. I understand that.
Yeah.
I think although that's also when you probably need to like have a conversation about boundaries as well.
Yeah, but sometimes it just keeps happening.
And then of course, like, if it keeps happening, that's another thing. But there's like there's like a procedure to it, right? Like you have to take things one by one and see what is a result of what you're doing. So if you have that crucial conversation about how you feel and your boundaries and for your partner to respect those, right? And then they do, and then it stops, then that's great. That's perfect. Can carry on. But if they keep doing it, that's where you have to be like, all right, fuck this shit. This is dumb. I'm leaving. Like, right? Like that's another thing. But again, I think what I was trying to say before is that you need to let things go through due process. To quit on something before you even give it a chance is, again, I don't think that's fair, especially to the people that you love, especially if it hasn't been done before, because people make mistakes. And there's so many like factors and variables. Like it depends on the severity of the mistake. Yeah. But like something like this is like. It doesn't.
Yeah, but for me, I think because I'm gonna play the devil's advocate for this, because like, I've been in his shoe, and they're engaged. They're at the age where they are ready to get married, 35, 45, and then you add this. I think the scene is the biggest part of this.
Yeah, I agree.
Because imagine like now, turn off that light, then turn off. Like we just put like this kind of mood, you know, and then they're like at fucking 35-year-old. Female outside the bar where people are drinking and they're having pool on, like, how's your fiance? Yeah, you guys still together? Like
I'm very happy with him.
But it's still there, like he's
it's giving. I know it's giving like that K-drama like setup. I know.
Not even K-drama, bro. It's giving that like American like cheating vibes, man.
The American, the cheating vibes. I get it.
So
which is why his feelings, I think, are valid for how he reacted to that. But I think, I'm just saying, after her explanation, I think that's a different thing. I think that's where you have to be like, I got you.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, I think it's the word trust.
Yeah.
If someone's trust is just broken, then it's tough.
It's tough. Yeah, it's tough. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wish you all the best, OP. This was as much as it was a funny episode, but I feel like it was pretty serious in a way, like, but it was interesting.
It was definitely interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What an episode.
Yeah.
What an episode.
Yeah. Man, I don't even know what to say right now. Like that was.
Yeah.
Because I'm just trying to picture the scene.
Oh, really? I get it though. Your experiences define your reaction.
You can see my trauma response.
Yeah, exactly. I get it, man. I see it, bro.
Boundaries.